Hi, it's Hans at happierman.com. Today's topic is don't wait to live. Oh, I don't know, when you get to be my age in your mid to late 50s, you start keeping track of the people who die, and it's a little bit morbid, but I think it's instructive for us men, whether you're aging or aged or just young and starting off on life. It doesn't hurt to think about dying because you're going to die, and you don't want to get to the end and not have lived, not have done anything you wanted to do, and even worse, maybe living in misery, living a very poor, unpleasant, frustrating, miserable life. Uh, when I talk about adventure and living a great life and having fun and doing all that, that's what you get. You can do that if you're not living in misery. So that's first. You got to get out of the miserableness. Uh, in my case, I was miserable because I was married to a woman who was like verbally abusive to me, and I talk all about that story in my book, Leave Your Wife and Become a Happier Man, with a 3-step system available on the ahappierman.com website. And if you have a bad marriage, you ought to get that book, or at least check it out. Got a full description of the book on the website, and you can learn a little bit about it, decide if you want to buy it or not. Uh, but see, I couldn't do any of this stuff that I'm doing now without leaving my wife, because I was miserable in that marriage. It was causing me enormous pain and enormous problems, and I had no future. I didn't even want to live. At times, I was suicidal. I was just eating massive amounts of junk food and not enjoying anything about my life. Nothing. I was miserable. Uh, and now everything is so good, it's just kind of hard to believe that was even me, that I put up with all of that, that I dealt with it, that I tolerated, that I lived like that for so long. But see, I think that happens to a lot of men. You get into that idea of being responsible and putting aside what you'd like to do and how you'd like to live your life and what kind of things you'd like to do and what kinds of things you wouldn't like to do. And your life just slips by month after month, year after year, and that isn't how it's going. You don't do what you like to do, and worse, you spend most of your time doing what you don't want to do. That was basically me. And now, for the last, I left my wife in 2007. It's 2020. It's like 13 years. Um, I just kind of do mostly what I want to do almost all the time. Yeah, I work. I work for a living. I work 40 hours a week in my dream job that I was able to get after leaving her. And I've had a number of good jobs after leaving her, and this is turning out to be very, very good. And plus, I get to do all this kind of stuff, make videos, write. I spend time at the coffee shop writing. I sit around my apartment early in the morning and at night, and in my free time writing and typing. And I've got all kinds of articles and a lot of things started. And I talk about the weight training that I do to take care of my health. And none of this is pot. And I go out on the town. I get together with my old friends. I meet new friends. I was just on the way to a date here shortly. And yeah, there's women out there that are nice. There are people that are nice. And if you're not with the nice people, you've got to make radical, radical changes in your life. And I know a lot of guys, you're stuck with this lady and she's not good for you. And truthfully, when you try to get out of that marriage, it's going to be a real frustrating, chaotic, drama-filled mess. My marriage was miserable. I was in a horrible state at that time of my life, and the divorce and getting away from her was almost as bad. It was almost as bad. There was a lot of problems, a lot of frustrations, a lot of financial devastation. Yeah, you're gonna lose You're gonna lose your new you're gonna lose your new you know what with money, but you'll recover. I'm recovering. I'm building back all the money I lost. I've scaled back my desires to something more manageable. I buy the kind of stuff I like this truck. Yeah, I don't I don't need a big fancy house. I got a modest apartment. I take care of myself well, and I just enjoy the heck out of life. And I'm planning on more because I don't want to die without having lived. I think you can kind of get that, right? But I think a lot of guys, you get stuck and you're not really living, and I don't want that for you, just like I didn't want it for myself. But it took enormous effort. But your life is worth enormous effort. Nothing else is worth enormous effort except for your life, right? Everything else should be secondary. What's most important is what is your life and how you want to live it, what you want to do, what you don't want to do. And certainly there's going to be all kinds of stuff associated with your life that you want to do, that you want to kind of winnow out. Get that stuff out of your life. You don't want that. And a lot of it's, the way the marriages have evolved over the years, it's very difficult. It's not easy. It's not an easy situation for men. It might be simpler to not be married. But that's a whole different story, because some guys have wonderful wives. So if you have that, enjoy it. You have what all guys want, beautiful relationship. So enjoy it. But get that other stuff into your life, like that you want to do. You got to be taking care of yourself, with some intelligent weight training, with more of a meat-based diet, plenty of rest. A lot of you guys are not sleeping enough, and you suffer, and your health is going down the toilet. You're not energetic at all. That's no way to live. So give that idea some thought. I think I'll hopefully have a lot more to say about this. This is a huge topic for us all for now.